It must be, of course, this is an Islamic obligation, and therefore the number one obligation is that the person has to be a Muslim. It's not meant for a non-Muslim. For a non-Muslim, is first invited to the words of faith first, and once we embrace the words of faith, that's the key you are in. Then now you start implementing the pillars one by one. So the person has to be a Muslim.
Muslim one, yeah.
One, it has to be both physically and financially able to do it. Ability.
Okay.
And ability is not only physical ability, financial ability too. And each of them is absolutely important in its own right. Plenty money alone will not do. You know, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of physical strength also will not do. You have to have the two. You understand? So apart from ability, also sanity. The mad people are not obliged.
Or those who go on and off.
And the minors also. And yes, those are the lunatics that go on and off. They are also not obliged. And although the ulama of Islam would tell you that if the lunatics are able to perform the Hajj during the time that they are conscious, during the time that they are okay, they are all right, the Hajj will be, the obligation would have been waived, would have been performed, and the Hajj will be accepted. Minors also are not obliged.
Underage.
Underage. So therefore, the person has to be of the age of maturity, and that is why. But again, the minors, the Hajj could be accepted. But no matter how many times a minor or an underage goes to Mecca, the obligation is still there intact. The obligation will only go when he or she reaches the age of maturity. You understand? So these are the roughly the most important conditions that must coexist before Hajj, before a person is mandated or is obliged to go for Hajj.
So upon whom is Hajj waived?
Well, like if the
extremely old people.
If they are not necessarily old, sometimes you'll be surprised if you are in Makkah. You see old people. They would seem to be stronger than you.
I saw a man today. He's more than 70, but he even looks stronger than myself.
Yes, you see somebody in his age that is very, very strong. No, old age is not necessarily an excuse, but of course, sickness is an excuse. Poverty is an excuse. Disability, particularly physical disability, is also an excuse. You understand? And also, you know, but then one has to understand that there are people. When you talk about ability, it doesn't have to be material always. There are people who can go to Makkah without, you know, by foot. You understand? If the only means of travel available with you is to go by foot, and you can't do it, you must do it. It's not waived. But like where we are now, although we do, history has it that in the past, many of our people in the past, they would travel to Makkah by road. But it is it used to be, and it has always been a very, very difficult risky mission. In fact, we learned that some of them, they never returned to this country. Either they went and stayed in countries like Chad or Sudan or Niger or anywhere else. So that is why the financial element of it is very important.
Doctor, if you talk about Hajj, its importance, those who should do it and those who shouldn't do it, it brings you to mind, you know, do we have different kinds of Hajj or different types of Hajj? Yes. Yes,
you do have, apart, we'll come to the obligations, but the pillars, but yes, you do have 4 types of Hajj.
4?
Yes, 4 types of Hajj. Sorry, 3 types of Hajj. You have Ifrat, you have Tamattu, you have Qiran.
Literally, what
Ifrat literally means, you know, like doing single or doing the Hajj alone. You go, the person would only make intention to perform Hajj, period.
Only Hajj? Only
Hajj, alone Hajj. You understand? And usually the difficulty with Ifrat is once you get into the Hajj business, change the clothing and put on the ihram dress, you'll never remove it until Yom al-Hajj al-Akbar. And that is why if like there are people who might have arrived in Makkah already, and they've chosen to do Ifrat, and you know that Hajj will only come around the 26th or 27th of October. You know, so from now to the end of October, the Eid day, they will remain in the dress. The ihram dress.
Even when they want to sleep?
Of course, do everything. They don't change. No, they put it on until the end of the Hajj. And that is why it is very difficult. The Malikis preferred it because of the belief that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did it, and also they say that it carries more reward because it is very, very inconvenient, unlike tamattu. In fact, tamattu is called tamattu because of the convenient nature of the type of hajj. Ifrad is very inconvenient. The moment you get into the hajj business, put on the ihram dress, you'll never remove it until the end of the hajj. Okay. You will be lucky if you want to do ifrad. If you will be lucky if you arrive in Makkah late. Let's say you arrive in Makkah 4 or 5 days before the hajj. Then when you put on the ihram, you will not stay long in the ihram dress. Because very soon, days, 4 or 5 days, the Eid will come. And after the Eid, you can remove it. But those who arrive in Makkah early and they choose to do ihram, always they're in the ihram dress. Then you have the second one is, but again, one thing with ifrad, at the end of the hajj, because remember you only intend to perform hajj alone. At the end of the hajj, before you leave Makkah, it's strongly recommended you go and make another intention and make umrah before you leave Makkah. In other words, after the end of the hajj, before you leave Makkah, make umrah at the end of the hajj. This is ifrad, which is preferred by the Maliki school. Then the second one is tamattu. The word tamattu means enjoyment. In other words, enjoyment. Yes. In other words, this is a type of hajj which will allow you to get into the hajj business, into the ihram dress. But at some point in time, you will free yourself from the hajj business. You will be out of the hajj business. You know, remove the ihram dress, start putting on the normal dress. For a period of time, you come back to the hajj business. This period that you were out of the hajj exercise or out of the hajj constraint is a period of enjoyment for you because you are a free man to a certain extent. But when the hajj comes, you have to go back to the ihram business. Usually it happens this way. When you arrive in Makkah,
maybe we'll go to those specifics.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is tamattu.
Okay.
Tamattu, you do hajj, you do umrah, then you do hajj.
Relax. And then hajj.
You do umrah first, you relax, and you do hajj.
Okay.
Quran, you combine both. In the
simultaneously?
Simultaneously in the intention. You intend to do them simultaneously. What differentiates it is the intention. All of them. If you intend to do ifrad, it turns to be ifrad. Hajj alone. If you intend to do tamattu, that is umrah first, then hajj, it goes that way. If you intend to do Quran that's combined hajj and umrah simultaneously, it turns out to be so.
Okay.
And in that case, any action that you do will represent both hajj and umrah.
Okay.
Except, of course, for those positions which do not involve umrah, because there's no arafah for umrah.
Okay.
You understand? Those instances where umrah is not involved, but otherwise, any action of hajj which hajj equally shares with umrah, anyone you do it together for both of them.
Yeah, you touched on something here. After extensively elaborating on these 3 different kinds of hajj, that is the issue of intention here.
Yeah.
When we made to understand that everything you do in Islam has to be based on intention. And what you intend is what Allah will reward you.
Yeah.
And tell us something about the intention, you know, before disembarking or before embarking on the journey from the Gambia to Saudi and before undertaking the Hajj proper.
Yes. You know, you have a general form of intention here. Like before you leave the Gambia for Mecca or for Saudi for the Hajj, your intention to go to perform the Hajj. That's your intention.
You need not say it.
Yes, you did not. Just have it. In fact, intention does not necessarily have to be mentioned in words. That is, you must resolve in you. You must have your resolution within. You know, you must intend to do it purely for the sake of God. You know, within your hearts or in your hearts, you intend to perform the activity for the sake of Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So you don't have to mention it by word. So that's the general one. Like you intend to go to Makkah for Hajj. When you leave this country, you are leaving Gambia to go for Hajj, and that's your intention. Not to go for tourism, not for business. Although you may end up buying and selling.
But that should not be part of the intention.
Yeah, no. You don't have to.
Okay.
This is different from the more specific intention. That is when you arrive now in Makkah, for instance. If you and again, the specific intention here will vary according to the type of hajj that you want to do.
Okay.
If your intention here is to make ifrad, you will specifically have intention in you know, to perform hajj alone. You must resolve for perform Hajj alone. If you want to do tamattu, you must resolve specifically to do Umrah, and after Umrah, you resolve again to do Hajj. If you want to do Qiran, you must have intention or resolve to do Hajj and Umrah together at the same time. This is very specific, and usually this one, it is not